For several centuries, humanity lived in an era of unprecedented happiness and prosperity. Human civilization went beyond the limitations of Earth and established lucrative colonies on the planets of the solar system and throughout the galaxy. Multiple alien races fell before the might of human weapons. Alien planets were turned into giant factories producing ridiculous wealth for their human masters. These riches blinded humans, and we forgot the history of the empires that existed on Earth in the past. When all external enemies are annihilated or conquered, society begins to rot from within. The cancer of empty ambitions and self-indulgence spread faster than the speed of light. The world order, which had been built over centuries, collapsed as suddenly as the Tower of Babel. Once united and glorious human society split apart into separate tribes, each hating the others for their differing views and opinions. Factions of technological oligarchs, corporate monsters, super-intelligent neuronets, eco-naturalists, and self-proclaimed prophets compete with one another for influence over the minds and wealth of the common people. Their violent clashes seed misery and destruction on a massive scale. Disagreements over trivial topics trigger global wars. The United World Government is too corrupt and ineffective to cope. People live in fear that every new conflict will be the last. Unbelievable technologies which once produced such wealth are now turned into weapons of unimaginable power and bury millions under the ashes of radioactive fault. Several messiahs make futile attempts to lead people to salvation. But when all such prophets fail, hope arises from a most unexpected place. A new enemy appears on the distant planet, Ozar. The enemy possesses the knowledge to bend space and time to harness the energy that makes the universe expand. Each faction wants such great power for itself, but none of them can reach Ozar individually. The planet is located too far across the universe. The path to it lays through treacherous clouds of asteroids and black holes. The only way to reach Ozar is if all the factions cooperate with one another. So they commission a single space mission to Ozar by combining all of their resources. Disagreements between factions are put aside but not forgotten. Harsh competition continues behind the scenes. The people of Earth are relieved that the unstoppable energy of human destructiveness has a new focus away from Earth. But for how long? If one faction gains control of the new source of power first, no one knows what it will do to the other factions and to human civilization in general. This perilous journey to Ozar will challenge us all, but it's also an opportunity to forge a new path, to rise above our destructive tendencies and unite against a common foe. We embark on this cosmic odyssey not as separate factions, but as a single mighty force. Beware, for betrayal and treachery still lurk in the shadows. The true intentions of each faction remain shrouded in mystery. Will we triumph together or descend further into chaos? The future of human civilization hangs in the balance. Remember, in this grand game of deception and power, only the cunning and vigilant shall emerge victorious. The cosmic stage is set, and I, Leopold Winchester, dare you to seize your destiny.
Oh, yeah. Now, no one can say, well, at least nobody that's on the stream can say they haven't seen the prologue video of Mechiavellic. What's up,
sharp,
everybody?
man.
Beatz, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Excellent.
10 to 4.
Welcome to episode 10. We're talking Mechiavellic OCP. First of all, Happy New Year, buddy. 2024. Let's go.
Happy New Year. Here we go. Brand new year to get into some trouble. Play a few games, maybe, huh?
I'm down with that. So yeah, we're speaking of down with that. I'm gonna go right into the next screen, buddy.
That trailer does get me hyped too, Sarge. I know that voice acting is amazing in that thing.
Yeah, it's dope. I was pretty pumped when I saw it. So today we're gonna talk about what is the OCP, the Officer Commission Pass. We're gonna hit you with the details right now. So I don't know if we have that screenshot. We talked about it. I don't even remember if we took it, but this is once you get an officer on Wax or Cardano, this is what you're doing. You're getting on the ship, you're securing your spot, and what's that number, Beats? 2560. That's how many seats are available on the ship.
Absolutely, it's not a lot of room.
So,
Just saying.
and if you heard on the last one of the last streams we did, we were talking about your characters and how you shape the lore of the game. And if you read into it, like if your character dies, I think they erect a statue. So that's pretty dope. You like live forever in the game.
Yeah, I believe that's definitely part of the hardcore mode, which will be available first and foremost to people who have participated in obtaining those OCP passes.
Exactly. Great tie-in, Beats. Love it. So let's hit the details. So,
What is an officer commission pass for, Crafty?
well, I mean, hey, it's like we're in class or training. Beats, I'll take the first couple, and then I'll let you read the next couple. So, you get the early access to all the release content, right? We all love getting a head start. You get some exclusive in-game perks. So you guys can see you get access to a rare combination of faction-specific affinities, party buffs, and other in-game bonuses that will give you a unique advantage.
Oh, yeah.
And you also have this, which is, I'm totally digging that, build the in-game economy. You get to participate in the core experiences and earn rewards that can be used to craft, trade, and build in the in-game economy, giving you an early advantage for when the game is released.
Hey, when people get into this game, they're going to need resources. I'm going to have my little merchant store hopefully set up by then.
Yeah, and it's really cool. The more you look into it, it's like no matter what faction you choose, you can still do whatever you want to do with your character, whether you want to be like a miner or a dude that makes armor or somebody that's just going to focus on buying and selling goods. There's a lot of opportunities. And then you can also be like, I'm all set doing that. Let me do something different. And you can change right away.
Yeah.
So
Caters to many play styles.
You want to hit those next three, like alpha testing and all that?
Yeah. Obviously, we're getting into the game in the alpha stages. We're going to help the devs basically balance out multiple things. As mentioned in the last video, a lot of the payloads, the gear, the weapons, there's going to have to be some balancing, nerfs and buffs, and so on and so forth. So we'll be providing that crucial data for balancing and refining the gameplay. And, once again, as Crafty already touched on, embarking on this adventure in a world with a rich and evolving story, you become part of the game's lore, which is one of the coolest aspects about it. Working yourself into the story. Another benefit of being an early adopter into the game. A lot of other cool things. I like this screenshot down below with the looks like a half human something or other cyborg.
Right there.
Yeah, officer commission pass granting access to the ship facilities dashboard, allowing you to create your character with your assigned faction and rank. Again, early access to alpha beta content, and this is going to be our journey to Ozar. So yeah, it's like a game before the game in some sense.
Yeah, so that's basically, it's like your alpha testing privileges. And the other note I like is the fact of, for peeps that have been in NFT gaming, it's still a small community, but we're a lot of like-minded individual people playing or taking part in helping to create a game. So I think that's dope here, where you get to connect with other gamers, and they have the same mission, and they're probably a big sci-fi nerd like myself and love gaming. So,
Absolutely.
and then he was hitting on the whole interstellar voyage. That's what's going on, and we start by getting on board the ship, and then the story continues to evolve. Speaking of the ship,
Speaking of the
there's a
ship,
shot of it, buddy.
looks like a
So-
giant rocket launcher floating through space.
That's what it looks like. It's like, is that just it's launching something. It's a bunch of us connected into the mainnet.
Holy mackerel.
That's the journey right there. So it's like, oh, I don't know about this, man. It's going to take a while to establish a stable connection. What's that mean? Am I going to be all messed up? Am I going to not remember properly? I don't know.
Hey, time will tell.
But going into more details on the OCP, the Officer Commission Pass, here's some more of it. And this is, if you guys want to go back and see, we just got it from clicking on the Get Your Officer Pass Now. And you can scroll down. There's a lot more than what I've decided to highlight today.
Which you can visit at this website right below here, www.mechiavellic.io. Check it out. It's got a lot of info, guys. Light paper. Yeah. And again, right here, it's being an early participant in the game. You're going to have a clear advantage within the game's economy. Again, when this game goes live to the masses, it's going to be nice to have a foot in, kind of already established, a spot or some type of advantage that you're going to have some other people starting out when we get to Ozone. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, and I dig this right here as well. How you get to, again, the core game experience. And this whole crafting and trading, you probably figured it out. I'm going to enjoy that part. And in reading into it, and I think we'll be able to touch more a little bit later, right from the start, as these games go on, there's going to be some sort of crafting and trading available. And I think that means with like the mini games, as well as when we actually get into the live time game. So all the while, we all get to have an impact on it. So I think that's dope. Again, you get your character is going to be a part of the lore. And that's vital. And, the Mechiavellic team, the devs really appreciate that. So
we get to be the guinea pigs, right?
Yeah.
We get to be the guinea pigs.
A lot of good benefits for being those guinea pigs, right, as the early participants. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and it's it's always good to get in on the ground floor, right? No matter what project or investment, investment advice. I was thinking, Beatz, it's getting to be that time of year, so we probably need to bust out that disclaimer a lot that this is game advice, not investment advice.
Absolutely, not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Because it's 2024 now, and me personally, I think that the bull market is going to start this year, maybe May or June. Not financial advice, but we'll be talking more about the actual crypto markets later on in the future. But back to the game.
Things are shaking and moving. And before we go any further, let's just make sure everybody knows, drop your wax, drop your ADA addresses in the chat. We're giving away 20-some raffle tickets today, and we are absolutely giving away a wax officer today. So just by showing up and hanging out with us, you're going to be getting a lieutenant of some type. This is just an example here. The difference again between the wax and the ADA officers. Wax, these traits are not determined until you mint it in the game. So there's still some wow factor there on the wax side. I really like that. So we're giving away that today too. So make sure you guys drop your addresses.
Yeah, you get those 3 spinny things, man, to roll the dice for your stats. Hopefully you get a 3x and a couple of 9s.
Yeah, and the raffle tickets, we're giving these away too. You can win more free stuff with it. So yeah, just drop your addresses, wax addresses down below, ADA address down below, and we'll be sending these out.
Yeah, and the thing with those raffle tickets is it's not just an officer that you can win sometimes. Usually they have like 4 or 5 different things that are part of the raffle, and then like the highest percentage or lowest percentage roll is the highest prize, basically. And they're always going to have these raffles until they say we're all done in the Discord, right? So pay attention to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I can even imagine probably some potential airdrops of tokens at some point in the future, is my guess. So
Yeah,
yeah, there's definitely a reason to obtain them, use them, hold on to them, whatever. But sweet, let's continue, buddy.
sweet. Yeah, and I think Beatz. I think this is what you were looking for the other day. As where is it? It's like right there. A monument will be erected in your memory, cementing
Yes.
your commitment to the game. So that's pretty cool, right? You are immortal. Yeah, immortal. That's what I was trying to say, Crafty. It does
Yeah, I
something
was.
to the statue.
Yeah, I was just imagining in my head like 2 years or 3 years after the game comes out, and you're starting a new hardcore character, and you're basically walking through an abyss of fallen officers that have come before you. So, a reminder of what's to come as you
Yeah.
traverse this ever expanding world. So,
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see new players as they come into the fold and to see what stage they do come in. Like right now, again, like I said before, you can only get 2,560 of these NFTs, and those are your officers. That's your passed on to the ship. That's to play the game, and I'm not really sure on the details of what happens after that. When you actually get to the planet and you start playing, and new players come in, do they start as like enlisted personnel? Do they have an option to upgrade to that butterball second lieutenant and then go up the ranks of first lieutenant and so on, like they have in this game? I'm not really sure, but as far as gaming's concerned, me and Beats talk about this quite a bit. It's like usually you're talking increments of 10,000 players you'd like to build on, right? So if this goes the way of more conventional gaming and there's more players like that right now, no, because there's 2,560 and not, like for example, me and Beats both have more than one officer, so there's not going to be that many players that are in early like we are. So
yeah, and being a massive multiplayer online game, you expect these large numbers of people. So these officers, these limited amount of officers, even though 2,560 sounds like a lot right now, in the scope of things, it's really a small drop in the bucket. So these things, for me at least, I see some value in that definitely.
all right, let's
Excuse me.
make sure I'm going to share the right screen, and I think we're going to go from this point into the update on the fact that that's when we
Oh
can board the ship.
snap!
Because look at that.
Is that February, bro? That's next month.
So we're
Woo!
talking the 15th of February, just a little over a month away, is when we're going to board the ship. So I also wanted to hit this today with the stream, buddy. Let's go. All aboard.
Fantastic.
So let's go ahead and go all the way through this dev
It's got
update. Appreciate it,
soft
team.
launch here, huh?
That's where we're going. So you can
What
see,
can we expect, Crafty? What can we expect?
well, we got the boarding day. Don't miss it. You have between now and then to get the pass. And I would love to see an update, people, of what's still out there as far as packs as well as officers. There might be a supreme leader out there or something. I don't know. But anyway, with the boarding phase, when you get there, here's what you can expect. You get to board the ship, the Mechiavellic, and get ready for the journey, which is, we're calling it Ozar, but I think it's Ozer, right, with the video.
Ozer, yeah.
So
Ozar,
I'll probably
Ozer.
still call it Ozar because you know how I do it. It's like, no, I think I'm going to call it that. So my
What?
apologies in advance.
That's
But
all gravy. It's all gravy, baby.
yeah. And then, we're going into I wonder what kind of outfit Crafty's going to do with his officers. But here's where you get to do that. You get to set up what your officers are going to look like. So
Yeah.
like that.
Everybody loves customization.
Assign your officers to cryogenic cabins for the duration of the interstellar voyage.
Yeah. So we know there's going to be 3,456 cabins available. Of those, 2,560 will be single cabins and 92 will be cabin plots, which for those of you who have visited the website, you see coming up here, cabin plots, 2x2 cabin plots will be on the market here soon. Just a quickly add that.
Nice. Yeah, that's dope. And so I'm planning to get at least one of those when they come out.
For sure.
But looking at the roadmap, the first thing we're going to go right into, which is the first quarter of this year, is the Alpha Minigame Sprint. And you get to engage in different battle formats to test and refine game mechanics. And this is where you're going to get, boys, let me reset and say this again. This is where you're going to get to match your officers in standard armor and weapons, and you lay the foundation for future battles.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll hand it off, Beatz. You want to talk about the crafting mechanics?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the second quarter, 2024 right here. You know, you're going to be able to customize armor models, develop individual officer builds, explore diverse systems, you know, to create that truly unique game experience. And again, you know, shortly, right around that same time, here comes the market and trading aspects of the game, trading resources, armor, weapons. You know, this is where the factions are going to be establishing themselves. And the intrinsic keys. Explore the I can't believe I can't
know
even
we're
say the
clubbing
word.
the intricacies.
Intricacies of supply and demand. So yeah, you got to have supplies. You got to have crafting materials. You're gonna need this stuff. So why not, you know, get in early with an OCP pass, get that officer rocking and rolling, start getting this stuff lined up to go out the door, make some in-game currency, some income, something, baby.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what people decide they want to use as far as various resources to collect, and also, you know, the things that they want to do as far as like, are they going to fashion armor? Are they going to set up routes and control how you can get the commerce, you know, with the routes that they have to go? There's so many cool things and the resources available, and it's like you have to basically figure out what you want, have a blueprint of how to make it, collect the resources to make it, you know, and if you can't get it where you are, you're going to have to go outside, and maybe you're going to hang out with Crafty, and now you got a tax that you got to pay to get those sweet supplies and resources that I happen to have.
Yeah, so, yeah, and I imagine different, you know, there's going to be different like difficulty levels for some resources over others. So it'd be nice to get an early start in there. I'm telling you, great opportunity.
So that's what these officers are doing, yo. So back to those quarters, you guys can see the visual here, the setup, and again, like Beatz was saying, you know, here's the limit, right? 3456. 2560 singles, and is that 92 cabin plots.
And this is where we reside during the travel in that gigantic ship to Ozar or Ozar, depending on who you talk to.
Right.
Yeah.
Either's fine with me. We'll see how it goes. Probably come out different each time I say it.
Yeah, but one thing I like about it here, what it says. This is basically. These halls are gigantic cylindrical structures designed to host and maintain a vast number of cryogenic cabins for long expeditions. Powered by a power grid, cabins around the main grid hubs guarantee a significant extra energy supply, speeding up training and crafting durations. So that hints to me that we're going to be probably getting into this fairly early on in quarter one, quarter two, as previously mentioned. So, these plots are reserved for the most powerful outfits. More information on those plots coming soon. So, from what I understand, your officers will be basically plopped down within the cabins at its most strategic, predetermined kind of locations. But to further on that, you can get into these land plots and kind of tighten up that strategic approach, give you even more of an edge.
Yeah, just like right there, it's kind of like land plots in other places, you know, these cabin plots.
Good comparison, yeah.
And, you know, it's also cool that you can set up the plots, you know, beside each other's, you know, other partners, like guild members, for example. And you can just be centered in a specific area, and you'll find out later on in the game, if you happen to own shards, for example, that's a benefit because your guild's going to get more money via taxes. But yeah, I like this graphic right here, Beats, how it actually
Oh yeah,
shows how we're going to be rolling in the chambers. Like I said, man, we're hooked into the Matrix. Man
we
met
are.
troopers. Let's do it.
Yeah, baby, let's go. You can see a little bit of this on the bottom, right? Inspect, armor, weapons, train, craft, trade. That's pretty cool because this is the alpha stage, but you can see a lot of these aspects of trading and crafting, boom, already being introduced. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I love seeing new graphics, man. That's dope. And we're gonna be there soon. When? 2:15.
It's coming up quick. I'm really pumped. I've really been looking forward to this, and I'm surprised how quickly it's coming out. I guess I'm not surprised, but I'm more I'm excited that it's not like another year out, before things start shaking and moving. So
Right. And for
pretty
people
cool.
that are like just watching these videos, when you think about it, it's like you get into a new project like a month before it goes live. That's dope. And
Yeah.
it's where it's the NFT gaming world. It's live in small stages, and throughout those stages, you're part of the process.
Yep.
Um, I wanted to hit this note right here with the boarding process. If you have an officer pass, you don't need to get another cabin. You know what I mean? They do have the option to have a free cabin in
Yep.
the hall during the boarding process. So, it would be nice if you got one, you'd get benefits and all of that. And you'll get to see that when you have the integration on the 15th, but then later on when you especially have the plots.
Yeah. Just another
Um,
perk to getting that OCP pass, baby.
yeah, but it's like literally that passes your ticket on board. So you'll get
Yeah.
it even if you don't get anything else.
Very cool.
Um, you, what's going on with the outfit?
Well, the outfit is the player's entity managing and playing officers in the Machiavellic universe. It consists of officers selected from the same or different factions, contributing to the outfit's overall dynamics. So you can see here with this screenshot, this is looking pretty fancy. Don't have a lot of information on this yet, but you could probably draw some conclusions just based on looking at the details of this graphic here. Um,
Yeah. And let me just pause, guys. The outfit, I know you were thinking, well, I don't see pictures of no clothes. What are you talking? I thought we were dressing our officers. No, your outfit is your squad. That's your collection of officers. So
that
just
is.
in case you were confused, and this just gives you an example. Say someone's named their squad, right? And so look at that, your squad. And you can also think of that as possibly even your guild, right? I think your squad is what you have in your wallet,
Yeah,
basically.
and you better believe there's going to be guilds. I guarantee you there's going to be one guild playing this for sure. So y'all better
So,
start stacking your buddies together because you got some tough competition coming, baby.
so yeah, the outfit is your troop. It's your squad, and it's cool.
Regulators, mount up.
Love it, buddy. And this is cool too, man. We're gonna get paid. We're gonna get a salary in mock per officer
Yep,
from the
which is
faction.
that upper right. Just a quick point this out, right? That upper right where it says in this screenshot says 0x, which will be determined once you mint it in the game. But these go all the way up to 2x, 3x. I think 3x is the highest I've seen so far, but that determines your
Yeah,
income rate. So that's your income multiplier. Just wanted to quick mention that.
nice. Yeah, it's gonna be cool to get paid.
Of
So
course,
yeah, and that
hey,
I
baby.
think that comes out by your faction, and then you also get the option to vote within that faction as far as the decisions that they make. Once again, shaping the future of
Yep.
the officers and the game. So
Delegation and governance by the players who play the game. Very important.
now going into the further phases, and this is still the dev update. You have the mini game development where you get to engage in different battles, and this is where you're going to be able to set up your strategies, right, and figure out what you work out with, what works best for you, and all that good stuff, and just basically refine the strategies, update your builds, and I like this part: earn some rewards. And all the while, you're training your officers to enhance their powers and abilities via EXP, right?
Yeah, and also important to point out, you will receive a salary in the mock token per officer on board from your various factions. So aside from being able to delegate and be able to help govern within the game, these officers are generating mock token live in the game as you're utilizing them. So that's another important aspect to point out there.
Yeah, and as far as the two tokens within the game, you've got the mock and the FGL, and the mock token is going to be the rarer of the two. So it'll be good to have both.
I smell liquidity pools.
Right? And I love that they already have stuff like that started. So
they do indeed.
Let's take a look at our mainnet trooper beats.
This is a fantastic. I'm gonna put this up while you talk about it. That kind of just gives a larger image to the audience here.
Yeah. Well, finishing the crafting, right? This is some of the stuff that you get for your armor. You're crafting to make. So you're fine tuning it. And you're getting your armor and your weapon straight, right? You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to do the research to figure out the patterns you want to use, and you create these upgrades and modifications yourself. So there's going to be, just like you saw on that stream before, there's like 1,000 options, 1,000 different upgrades, and there's so many unique builds that are going to be available. And you're going to figure out this bullet, which ones work for you to give you the best competitive edge.
Very cool.
Bounce over and see what graphic is showing. Oh, nice.
Catering to the different play styles, right? I mean, you might want to be like a team healer, or you want to be support. You want to be dropping ammo, or you want to be dropping armor, or maybe you want to be a straight tank, just going out there guns blazing. Again, being able to customize, your officers is a huge part of how you're going to approach the game. So
yeah, let's look into how many slots do you think is on this suit. Just looking at the dots, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's just the armor. I mean, looks like there's some more for,
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I mean, you got an officer and then you have this armor suit. So I'm wondering if that's hinting towards,
well, if you look at right here, I think this is your interior suit, right? And so you have like
exactly,
3 different items on the interior, which you can see right here with the dude.
Yeah,
and then you have your outer shell, which you get all these additionals. So there's 6 there, 3 there. So it looks like you start with 9. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Speaking of that, we're not experts, so feel free to correct us if we make mistakes talking about the game. But
yeah.
Still loving it, baby.
We're here to have fun and just learn a little bit each time, and really appreciate the visuals. Off the website and the light paper, the dev updates on Medium looking fantastic.
Yeah, and that's we covered it, buddy. That's the dev update. So I love seeing that, and I saw it a couple of days ago. I'm like, yep, we're talking about the stream and bringing this into it. So and it's happening today.
Well, there's not a lot of time left. I mean, in a little less than a month, a little over a month. This game this alpha stage is starting, baby, and we're gonna get into it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. So many unanswered questions, so much speculation, especially on my part. I want to know more and, just want to try and get that edge. So, it's always a good idea to tune into Crafty's Crypto with Beatz and Crafty here to, get some of them juicy bits before the game goes live.
Yeah, and I think in the future, I'm probably going to do some stream where I'm just playing the game and checking it out, right? And might do that. I get with the sergeant and be like, yo, man, let's do some streaming. But hey, let's show a couple more captions, man. I want them to see the picture of the leaders of the factions.
Oh yeah, the artwork is cool on these things. Right now, I don't know why, but the Euphorians I like it. It's just like this big old thing. Just sticks out to me. It screams like, like I'm the boss. Better pay a toll or we're going to take your weapons and your children and all that fun stuff.
Wow, that's
I'm just saying, But yeah, look at the artwork here, baby. We got the Hardliners, the Euphorians, get the Patriots, the Pushers and Movers, which is interesting because we were talking about this the other day. It seems like the Pushers and the Movers are the least dropped faction by percentage rate so far. That's just how it seems to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. But it seems like this is one of the more sought after factions right now, just in my opinion. So you got Dadaism, you got Outlaw Troops, Mecha World, you got the Naturalists. Yeah, it looking pretty dope. Also, here's just a quick again rundown. You can see this on the website. You got the pushers and the movers. You got humanity, the pure patriots, the witnesses of the singularity. Furthermore, we go into the euphorians, Dadaism, hardliners, and the naturalists. And absolutely not last and not least, our good old outlaw troopers and Mecha World factions. So that is pretty dang cool, buddy.
Yeah, when you're on the website and you get the general summary that he just showed you, there's actually a button, like a Learn More button, where you expand it and go into all the details of that faction, like the leader of the name, the leader of the name, the name's leader. What am I trying to say, Beatz? I'm all messed up. You get to see who's leading the faction and what their name is what I'm trying to say. I don't know what's going on with words tonight, but man,
it's all gravy, baby.
Mixing them up in a pot wrong.
It's all good, man. You're only human. But yeah, you can read some more about each faction, the leaders of the factions, and some of the lore that surrounds each faction. So very, very cool and worth taking a look at. Here's the map. Here's the map. Kind of gives you I don't know how this will play to the game, but it must play some type of role. You got the pure patriots, of course, here up in America. A little far further south, you got the outlaw troopers. You heading down to the Americas, we got the naturalists, and then it's interesting to see the hardliners are close to Russia.
It's cool to see where the the factions' home bases are. I think it's dope. And mind you, they've got more turf all over our universe, but we're trying to expand. But
we are.
I really love that graphic. And then put up the leader's photo. Where was that one? Yeah, I like the fact that Outlaw Troopers, we got a pirate. So Primate, if you're listening, arg.
That's arg, right. Buddy. Primate, we got to touch base, buddy. We miss you.
That's dope. But I was really when I actually just stumbled across these the picture of those leaders, and I was like, man, I love how much detail they've went into the game with not only the descriptions and then the fact that each faction, it makes sense, even just looking at the officer rank structure, right?
Absolutely.
Commander, and there they are.
Very cool. Look at and also just again mention this like we did the other stream is look at how detailed the roadmap is. Just coming here, 2023. Look at all the stuff going on here, and it just keeps going. So it's just great on the devs and the team for creating the transparency, giving us something to expect, in the future. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what, man. I think we've covered all we need to tonight. I appreciate people that stopped in to check us out, and I think we did get away without any buzzing, at least.
This time it went a lot smoother. I think killing all those startup apps and those tasks in the background really helped out, buddy.
Yeah. I was telling Beatz actually a little down east storm in Maine going on right now. So I was like, well, if the power gets cut, you're running the show, buddy. It's on you. Yeah,
you're on the outskirts out there, man. You're you're off the grid, so to speak, in some form of the term. So anyways, drop your wax address, drop your 8 address. We're giving out these tickets today. We're giving away the lieutenant, the wax lieutenant. So drop your addresses. You guys are going to receive something.
Yeah, we got a handful of folks, so we'll get it down there. We're going to toss out another few raffle tickets as well, Beatz, or?
Oh, yeah. We got about 20 or so to give away. So
sweet.
For the lucky few that have participated today, you guys get to check them wallets here shortly after today. We'll make sure we get them sent out.
So, well, I think, what do we want to do for that? Do we want to give it like 30 minutes? Because that way we can go also check the Twitter and see if anybody else has dropped a wax address down there.
Yeah, wax or 8 address, absolutely.
Or 8 like Ash did. So,
yeah.
Why don't we give it literally like 30 minutes and then we'll collect everything and send it out. I mean,
Absolutely.
I guess we'll just do a little Twitter update maybe, or even an update on the YouTube video of this stream as to who actually won the officer.
Yeah, well,
but they'll
yeah.
we'll contact you directly because you're gonna get it, right?
Yeah, someone's getting that lieutenant today.
Sweet.
So, lucky few who showed up. Congratulations. You guys are all getting raffle tickets for sure. One lucky folk walking away with the old lieutenant.
Sweet. That's it, Beatz, man. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for people checking out the stream.